That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to Higher Ed Pulse, your no-fluff guide to artificial intelligence in higher ed. I'm Mallory Wilsey, bringing nearly 20 years of edtech and marketing expertise straight to your earbuds. Higher ed leaders are expected to master AI overnight, but let's be real, no one has time to sift through every headline, hot take, or research report. That's why every Monday, I'll break down what actually matters. Fast, clear, and to the point. Want to sound like the smartest person in the room at your next team meeting? You're in the right place. Let's dive in. We are at the NC Prima Conference, and I am sitting down with Fabrizio Vallejos. He is the CRM and Communications Manager at Alamance Community College. Alamance is an Element 451 customer, and Fabrizio has been at the school for almost a year and a half, but only in his role for the last 3 months. Fabrizio, thank you for taking time out of your busy Prima schedule to sit down and chat with me on the Pulse. Let's just start off simple. Like, what's something that you've learned at this event over the last couple days?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you for having me. This is a great opportunity. Prima's been fantastic. I've been a lot of my peers and fellow schools, and I think the biggest takeaway so far is just utilize what the other schools are doing. Talk to your friends, talk to your coworkers. Like, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. If you see something that's working, talk to them. They're more than happy to share.
My favorite part about higher education is the fact that we are willing to share these nuggets of information with each other. Like I've been saying it for 20 years, L'Oreal and Maybelline do not call each other, right? They don't call each other and say, oh, give me your best tips on lipstick today, right? Like, but we do that in higher ed. And I think that what for me makes this industry and this community so special and important. So I love that that's a takeaway that you've had and that you're getting to network with these folks. That's just fantastic. So, hey, Fabrizio, you've only been in your role for 90 days. So this might be, I don't know, maybe out of the left field or whatever, but have you had any big wins? Like the role of CRM and communications manager is really critical, especially in a community college campus. And I'm curious, like, have you had any quick wins, big wins? Like what type of impact have you made in just 90 days?
I think that's a great question. So I think the biggest thing that's happened so far, and I probably can't speak for everybody, but we had a situation come up with Leon's Law that the system office handed us down and essentially just said that we had to get a form, acknowledgement form for any student who's under 18. They have to have this before they can start their classes. So me and the marketing team, we were all in a panic because we were like, okay, we need to figure out how to get this out right, concise. What do we do? So I was able to use Element. That's something we've been using. I built out the form in Element and then built a bot so that it could send out reminders to the students, making sure that that segment was always targeted. Hey, this is a urgent, yet friendly tone. So what I did was I built out a bot that I uploaded the targeted segment to, and I had it say I tried to give as much info as I could, saying, hey, we need to have this sent out, send it in an urgent yet friendly tone. Make sure that the actual link is on your messaging, because one thing that I've learned really, really quick was that convenience is really easy to convert. So if you have it convenient for the student, that conversion rate just follows through. That was a really big success for us because it took a matter of about 5 days. We had 1,000 forms already in our CRM. That student's profile was populated. The registrar's office was able to take that off of the colleague side. And it's still in celebration now of getting that through.
So when you say you built a bot, that sounds like, I don't know, like a lot of work and that maybe I need to have gone to school to build bots. I'm not sure. Can you walk me through that process in a little more detail?
Yeah, absolutely. So honestly, when I first started this role too, I was in the same boat because I was like, wow, Element could do a whole lot and it sounds super complicated, but it's really, really user-friendly. They're able to, essentially what you do is you have a task that you need to have done. You can ask this little window what you want, what your goal is, and it actually starts to formulate it for you. Then you just go off and you fill in all the text boxes that needs to be filled in, make sure that what you're saying makes sense. And I think even from the Engage conference I went to a couple of months ago, one of the biggest sessions from that was, if you put garbage in, you're going to get garbage out. So I took that to heart and really took my time to make sure everything was filled out the right way. And luckily, it was pretty much a first try that the bot really did what it needed to do.
A shameless plug to go listen to Hannah Wilson's podcast with me from the Engage Summit. She delivered that really great session on garbage in, garbage out. And yeah, I think that's awesome that was a takeaway for you. And then you were able to implement it really quickly. So it feels like you had a clear goal in mind. You had a great way to solve the problem. So where are you at today?
So in regards to Leon's Law, today we're doing really well. We're now taking the segment that we built out and pushing it into our document sites and all that. So instructors are able to see what they need to do with the law. We haven't had any hiccups as of yet. We're pushing that through. And right now, I've had a couple other colleges reach out to me and kind of implement what can we do? How can we set that up? So I've gotten on a couple calls and helped them out with that. And that's been great. Everybody's been super friendly in that sense too.
That's awesome. I know before we hit record, we were talking about how AI isn't a magical wand, but it kind of feels like it was in this case, like the way that you described how easy it was to just kind of walk through this guided prompt. I try and imagine that in a pre-AI world, and it feels like that would have just taken a lot more time. Like you've been in this role for 90 days. It feels like that would have just taken 90 days to do. So I really commend you for diving in and using the tools that are at your fingertips. I'm kind of curious as we're wrapping this one up, do you see any other opportunities to integrate AI into the work that you're doing within the CRM? I know there's a lot of AI baked within Element 451, but what's next? What's the next thing you're going to give a try?
So, I mean, if you could see my running list of ideas, that would be amazing. But luckily, I'm very grateful that my school has had a large amount of buy-in. So I have a bunch of departments reaching out to me could we do this? I have this idea for my program, and they're so excited about it, and I want to get to all of them. So right now, next steps is I'm actually going to build out something for our workforce development side. And right now, they are having to manually send emails to every single student that reaches out to them. And I'm sure you can imagine that that's taking years off of people's lives. So I'm hoping to save them a lot of time and automate that process, and using the CRM to have an interest form built out that the students will have an easy guide, basically. So they fill out the interest form, they tell me what they want to see in our workforce development, or if we already offer it, automated messaging will immediately get sent out of hey, thank you so much for contacting us. Here's your next steps. This is where it's located. And it lets our people do more good, not so much of the trench work.
As you know, because you were sitting there, I just did the keynote at this event about an hour ago, and absolutely echoed that point in the session that AI helps free us up from those manual repetitive tasks to help us do the more human work, to help us to actually connect with those students in really meaningful ways. And, and your role has a very direct line towards helping not just yourself and your team, but others throughout the entire campus community achieve that goal. And so I just commend you, Fabrizio, 90 days in and you're already crushing it. Oh my gosh. Where can folks find you if they're looking to connect with you after they are inspired by this episode?
Sure. Well, making me feel like a celebrity here. So yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. That's probably the easiest way to get in contact with me. It's just my first name, first and last name. I'm also on the school's registry. Feel free. I'm always open for email, call, whatever you need.
Amazing. All right. Well, thanks so much, Fabrizio. I'll let you get back to the great stuff happening here in North Carolina. Folks, we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to the Higher Ed Pulse. The show is a proud member of the Enrollify Network, home to Higher Ed's largest collection of podcasts. Enrollify is where higher ed goes to grow, so be sure to check out our other podcasts, webinars, video clips, blogs, and more. Visit Enrollify.org and subscribe for all the latest details and content drops directly to your inbox. Enrollify is brought to you by Element 451, the digital workforce platform for higher ed. Learn more at element451.com.